Veracini Gigue, Book 5, ramping up to the end now. Just the back double after this one, and check out the Book 5 video that I've made for that, where you can play along at a more moderate tempo, or you can play your Book 5 part along with the Book 4 part, whatever you prefer. Okay, Veracini Gigue, back on track. You need to review Hunter's Chorus and Sights 1 and the Bach Gavotte from the start of this. If your bow is not handling easily and you're not lifting off the string and getting back on the string easily, you need to work out where your balance point is and drill this feeling of... Now, my whole arm is part of that motion. So my elbow isn't operating like a hinge, opening and closing when I do this. My upper arm is part of the movement. Okay, if my arm doesn't move, the bow can't lift. Then my fingers add the fine detail. So while my arm does most of the heavy lifting, this pick up at the end helps. Yes, I've got texture on the back of my hand. It's permanent marker. Woo. So you can see as that dot moves, back of my hand is moving because my fingers are exercising to pick up the bow. That movement really starts with the thumb. Okay, so you start with your relaxed droopy bow hold, droopy, droopy, droopy. And then your thumb goes, hey, I should be bent. And as your thumb bends, the rest of the fingers suck in and the bow moves a little towards your palm and the back of the hand eventually picks up. Okay, so you can start with a feeling of just the fingers and the thumb, sorry. I said just the fingers, but I meant your digits. Okay, once you have the fingers working well, you can also start to move a little bit in the wrist. And then this becomes like an integrated bounce. Okay, so let's try yada da 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 yada yada. Ready, set, E string, play. You need changing bow speeds. Oh yeah, we know about those from back in book 2. So this is a really old idea, but we want it to be refined and awesome because now we're plugging it into a book 5 piece. Now, I feel like we should start with the hardest thing. That's the last line of the first page. We're in second position playing a C natural. And we're going to play. Do that again and make sure your third finger plays an actual A natural, not a fakey A natural that doesn't ring. Ready? Go. Retake, and as you retake, your first finger is going to move up a semitone. It's going to go from F natural up to F sharp. Ready? Go. Move. Your third finger is going to drop without reaching or stretching at all, just drop literally straight down. The note's E flat, so it shouldn't ring. Ready, go. And now you sneak your second finger onto the E string, where it's hopefully going to play a ringing A natural. They're your 3 notes. I know that sounds awful, that's just what they are. Delightful. Ready? Play. Take your hand off. Set up. Second position. The note is F natural on the D string. Move your first finger up to F sharp. Drop the 3 on A. Drop the 2 on E. I often feel like I need to drop my 2 and then move it up a little bit. Probably I should just drop it in a slightly higher spot. Otherwise it's not going to ring, okay? Again, F natural on D string. Move it up a semitone. Drop the 3 on A string. Drop the 2 on E string. Ready to chord it, 2 and 2. Because 2 and 2, you always play the bottom 2 notes and then the top 2 notes. Ready, go. Now, good news, it just takes practice to get that right. Bad news, it takes practice to get that right. You're not going to get it after doing it 5 times slowly with me. It won't be ready to just drop in turbo speed. It will take some work, okay? So let's drill it one more time. First finger on D. Move to F sharp. Drop the 3 on A. Drop the 2 on E. Feel that Okay, that's how it feels. My fingers feel like that, a bit smushed up. Chord it, and then we come back to first position, easy peasy. So, I'm going to play from the start of the line, the C natural in second position, and we'll just take a minute to set up the chord when we get there, okay? And then we'll play it. Ready, and. Move the 1, set the 3, set the 2, go. Good, let's do it again. Second position. Ready, up. Move the 1, drop the 3, drop the 2. Back to first. Great. Again, this time see if you can put the 2 and the 3 on together. So you move the 1, 2 and 3. And because they're touching across the strings, it's usually pretty easy to get that happening. Ready, second position? Go. Move, drop. Good. Now you want to do it about 100 times, like that. No, I'm not kidding. About 100 times is good. 10 times a day for 10 days. That gets you 100, okay? 10 days of 10 times a day, done. I'm going to watch the timer as I do it this time because I have a clock on the top of the video, and I'll tell you how many seconds it takes to practice that. Ready, and. Move, set. 5 seconds for that little bit. So you can do it 10 times in a minute, 10 minutes across 10 days. You'll have it forever. Now the other chord that we want to practice is at the end of the line. Similar setup to the other guy. We've got the third finger on the D string. I'm going to use that to set my fourth finger on the G sharp, move the third finger across to A string, lean back onto the F natural with my first finger. Okay, the notes are. Okay, let's do 4, 3, 1. Again. 4, 3, 1. Cool. Guess what? 100 times for that bit and you'll have it forever. It will be locked in. You'll never get it wrong. Let's practice it one more time together. And 4, 3, 1. Great. Be careful with that little bit. The G sharp. That's stolen straight out of Witch's Dance. Oh, book 2 again. Practice with me this idea. A. Again, so we're slurring the bow. Down, down, up, down. Go. Again. Again. Try and pivot cleanly so we didn't hear the D string sound at all. One more. Okay, now add the fingers to it. It's really easy. I often hear this. All the way on the G string, you need to roll your elbow through to support the hand and drop the first finger on. Don't try and just slam it from your kind of neutral A string position because you'll get a flat A natural there. My left arm moves this way. So it rolls as my bow crosses. Okay, another little spot just to zero in and practice. It's only 4 notes. It will take 2 seconds. But if you don't do the practice, it will always be a bit crappy. Back in bar 23, we do the same thing with this. Same technique with the bow. A little easier because you don't have to get a finger over to the G string. Just a nice B flat in tune. Okay, now the other bit I sometimes find hiccupy are the chords. So grab a highlighter if you've got one and just come down to the very, very last 2 bars. We've got this sequence that we want to learn. The doozy note that goes out of tune is always the F natural. Okay, the top note's dead easy because it's a D natural and it's going to ring. That's your top line. Play it with me. Ready, go. Again, ready, go. Okay, the bottom line goes pretty easy. Just a nice low two, right? Okay, fine in theory and fine separately. Once you put the third finger on, you get that uncomfortable whole tone between second and third finger across the strings. It's a wide tone because we're down at the start of the string in first position and the notes are further apart down there. As you go up the string, the notes get closer together. So back here, a tone can feel really wide, and when you're trying to play both fingers simultaneously, it can feel uncomfortable. Don't squeeze. You only need enough pressure to put the strings on the fingerboard. Any more is just creating tension in your hand, and that's painful and a bad habit, and we don't want it, okay? So put the second finger down, the third finger in A, ready, busy, busy, stop, stop it. Change the 2 to a 1, but leave the 3 there. Put the 2 right behind the 3, leave the 1 on. Put the 3 back and pull the 2 over. So I can use every chord to set up the next chord. I have all the infrastructure I need, but you've got to use it. If you try and build every chord from scratch, they're going to go out of tune. I'll turn around so you can see my fingertips. Here's the first one, F natural D. The first finger comes in and then I lift the 2. The second finger comes in and then I lift the 3. The third finger goes on and I pull the 2 back and I put it right beside the 1. Okay, and that's by far the easiest and most efficient way to learn that little phrase. Again, slowly with me, set the 2s and the 3, make sure your elbow's through to support the second finger on the D string. Put the 1 on, take the 2 off. Put the 2 on, take the 3 off. Put the 3 back, move the 2 over. Great. Now the next set of chords is nearly the same, but easier because you don't have to re-establish the F natural. It's this. Octave. Oh, superbly easy. So the last bar is usually fine if you practice the second last bar really well. Otherwise, it's a bit crap, so don't do that. Find the other little chords in here? Yeah, back on the first page, and they look really similar to what we just did, right? I just stopped at the bowing there. There we go. A little simpler in the first set because I've only got one finger to organise. Then put the 1 on both strings. Put the 2 on. Take the 1 on. Simple. Again, more busy, busy, stop, stop it so you have time to think. Ready, play. Hop. Replace. Replace. Again, ready, go. Hop. Replace. Hop. And the next set is really similar except slight complication. Take the second finger to D string and put the first finger on E string. Leave the A string bare. Okay, make sure that your elbow is through because if you only think about the E string finger, your second finger will hit the A string and sound crappy. So you need your elbow through to support the second finger, and then the first finger can reach back. And my hand, can you see that bit of air just here? Okay, so that knuckle isn't squeezing and touching. It's off the violin, so I've got much more space to get the notes in tune. My thumb is touching, and the tip of my second and the tip of my first finger are touching, but nothing else. No other part of my body is touching the fingerboard. So just try and organize that. Just that tip of my finger. Hop, place. I don't have anything else touching. My hand isn't touching, just my 2 fingertips and my thumb. Okay, and that's your chords. It's worth practicing that part super slowly to get the hand around the violin. It will also help later on when you want to kick some vibrato into those notes. You can't vibrato if you're squeezing and hanging onto the neck. So no tension in the thumb on the back, all the weight just dropping through the fingertips, enough to put the string on the fingerboard, but not pressing through or into the fingerboard, just onto the fingerboard. All right, let's do a slow playthrough of the first page. This might be something you observe. You might want to write stuff in your music. A lot of stuff in here is old, okay? It's not new. It's in D minor, which we played back in 2 Grenadiers. So hey, back to book 2 you go. Most of your book 5 infrastructure is actually in book 2. And if it isn't in book 2, it's in book 3. Everything you need to know is covered in the first 3 books. Everything else you do just builds on those foundation skills. So if you ever have a problem, get 1, 2, 3 out, revise those until your fingers fall off. Not even joking. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 1. Balance point. 1, 2, 3, 1. I'm going to stop there. Sorry, I lied. Play that part along with me. Don't let yourself go past the middle of your bow. So when you have those down bows, really save your bow. Think of the friction of the bow hair against the string and let that slow you down so you don't, because then you can't get back to the balance point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 1. Up. 1, 2, 3, stop. Up. Cross, cross, cross. Save your bow. Stay on E. Here we go, chords. Set. Well done. That's the whole first section, and then it repeats back. Now, I should probably just talk about the shift to third position that happens at the end of bar 18. We've got... And if you're watching that really carefully, you'd notice that I shifted while I play the open D. I don't really shift on the 1. I shift on the D to a first finger on G. And this is like all the Vivaldi shifts back in book 4, especially when you're playing things like... We have those spare notes where you get to shift and not take up any time. This is exactly the same thing. Because there's a string crossing there, a lot of people kind of miss it. They get caught up in the crossing to G and forget about the shift. So it's worth rehearsing. Shift. Again. Shift. Again. Shift. And then stay on D string. Okay, let's play that again. Ready, and shift. Again. Shift. Ooh, 2, 1, 2. So you shift back as your bow stops. Okay, so that little part from 18 to 19, I'll just have a look at my video counter again. Took me 7 seconds. So even if you're going slower than me and it takes you 10 seconds, you can do it 6 times in 1 minute. So set yourself the challenge, set a timer for 1 minute, do it 6 times, and then it will be easy and you'll never struggle with it and life will be fantastic. Is there anything else really easy in that? Maybe just this little bit. Bar 10. Please stop your bow, set the second finger on, and then really snap your fingers down. Luckily, you've already done this back in the Vivaldi G minor in Book 5, so not a new idea, just a little faster and more abrupt. And people get into trouble when they don't stop their bow. So, stop. Again. Stop. Again. Stop. And in the stop, you put your second finger on. Okay, then you just drop the rest down on top of it. Let's try the second half. Okay, let's play from the upbeat to 22. You might just kind of futz your way through the chords a little bit. That's fine. You haven't done your 100 times practice yet, right? Or maybe you're halfway to 100. Or maybe you have finished 100 and you'll keep up with me. I don't know. Ready, second position, play. Move set. Shift back. 4, 3, 1. E. Shh. Don't forget your lifts. Up. 1, 2, 3, 1. Cross. Cross. Chromatic. One, 2, 3, 1. Bring your elbow through. Stop the bow. Chords. Okay, so on page 2, I don't think there are as many tricky bits as page 1. Probably the big trip-up moment for people is at bar 40. Oh my gosh. Okay, he's very cute. Hi, Trouble. What do you want? You want to play Veracini Gigue as well? Hi, this is Monty. Monty usually sits in my lap when I'm teaching, so he hears the violin and kind of comes running. But he's got to go now because, you know, I don't think I can play Veracini Gigue and concentrate with him running around loose. So wave, Monty, say bye. Bye. Yeah, okay. Bye, Monty. Do you notice how I got the dog with like the largest ears to body ratio? I don't know if there's a breed of dog that has bigger ears. Maybe Papillons. There's little chihuahua looking things with the huge ears. Wouldn't know, don't have one. Okay, so that little stop and cross part. Make sure you stop your bow. If I turn this way, you can see how much bow I'm using. It's a tiny amount. Oh yeah. And then we climb climb up the chromatic scale. So we start with a B flat. I'll turn around so you can see my fingers. Move it. Squash it. 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 Pivot. Be careful there of that F natural. And I really advise getting a pencil out and investing some time and energy into marking the semitones and tones in that chromatic section. I'll just do a little hello moment. Okay, you can see that there are semitones marked from when Audrey learnt this. I don't tend to refer to them so much, but it's really useful to give yourself those habits so that if there's ever any doubt about where to put your fingers, you can stop and look. And it's also a great practice habit to get into. Naming the note, naming the next note, thinking about the relationship between the two pitches, and then applying that relationship to your hand so that straight away you go, oh, so they touch. Dead easy. Oh, tone. Okay, apart. That kind of infrastructure is really going to pay off in Book 7 when you're playing the Bach A minor. Like really going to pay off. So worth working on it here. When you have those quick runs in the second last line, play them separate bows, okay? Play this way. Do it together once. Ready, go. Watch out for that B natural. And then just slowly, you can slow the staccato if you want. But you've learnt this type of stuff before back in Sights 1. So think, how did I learn those slurs? What worked for me? Or in Sights 3. Okay, so this is kind of old. It's just slightly different or slightly longer than before. I could even argue, plausibly I think, that this goes all the way back to Gossett Gavotte playing. Okay, there's really quick semi-quaver scales. So nothing in here is really new. It's just a slight twist on what you've done before. It can be nice to do a little bit of Schreideck, this feeling of slowly, and then, okay, you can put a metronome on and go for your life. And if you need those notes for Schreideck, you can get them off IMSLP, IMSLP, or you can just message me and ask for them, and I'm more than happy to point you in the correct direction. So good luck with the Gigue. I would love to hear it when you have it feeling confident. You can send me a video, you can send me a voice memo recording so I just get the audio. But it's a really fun piece to play. It's a little bit of a showstopper, and it's a great preview into Book 8 where we're going to play the Veracini E minor sonata. And hey, look, there's another Gigue movement in that sonata, and we get there and it's just like this Gigue. So this is the Gigue from the sonata in D minor. It is part of something larger, and if you're interested, if you really like it, you might want to learn the rest of the sonata. Totally your call. Look forward to hearing it when you've got it.